Hey guys, I'm trying something different today. I'm not actually in Vancouver. I just like the background. So if you know me, you know why. I'm not going to Vancouver this year. I've decided no. Anyway, so yesterday or Sunday, which was 2 days ago, I did the 10K in Edmonton instead of the half marathon. I would be nice to do the full marathon at some point, but just did the 10K and glad I did. Um, some of you may know this is all about me. I'm actually going to maybe change the title of this whole YouTube channel. It's about rebuilding me and letting you guys come along for the ride. A lot of history to me, and yeah, I'm trying to get back to that history. And I've run into a lot of problems. Basically, it's related to stomach issues of some sort, lower, which means like, which results in a sore lower back, which is which is really weird, into burning heels when I run. Sunday I did the 10K in Edmonton. It was fine, and I'll tell you the story. I wasn't going to do it. I woke up that morning and Sunday morning, probably about say 7:38, and said, "No, not going to do it." Posted on Facebook. I was going to bail. I wasn't going to do the 10K even. I knew I couldn't do the half. Can't do the half, so I changed my distances a long time ago. And the 10K, do I really want to? Do I feel like doing it? The thing is, my hotel room, and I do stay in Edmonton for the race. I live in St. Albert, which is close to Edmonton, but I don't want to drive ever to a race. If I can walk out the door of a hotel and to the start line, like half a block away, not even a block away across the parking lot, that's what I'm going to do. So I looked out the window and there's a race going on, right? And even 10 o'clock, I said, I'm not going to do this. And then I figured, I started talking to myself, and I've done this before at other races. I said, okay, you know what? I'm just going to put my gear on, my shoes, walk to the start line. And if I still feel okay, I'll go. If I don't, nothing wrong with me just turning and coming back. And even if I just like ran a block and just walked back the road up to my hotel, it's right there. I could bail. And there's a bunch of reasons why I ended up running. Is first of all, it's not really well planned, the start. Um, there's a lot of people. There were a lot of people there. I think they had 8,500 runners registered, of course, with family and friends and kids and dogs, people on bikes. Um, Also, even for the 10K, which started like 10:30, the marathon started, I think it's 7:30. The half started at 7, no, 7:45 for the half. I can't remember what time the full started, but they were all gone. But the neat thing about the Edmonton course too is, first of all, we had really fast half marathon people. There's like the Masters Championship and plus the half marathon Canadian Championship. So lots of people there. 2,000 people for the 10K. There's also later on it was a 5K. And the half marathon had a neat thing. They had a challenge. You could do the half marathon and do the 10K. The trick was you had to finish the half marathon in time to do the 10K. So if you start at 7:45, you had to be done by the start time was 10:30. So we had a lot of people doing that. But the walk to the starting line was just congested like crazy. You could hardly move. And even just walking that, if I thought about turning around and going back, I couldn't. There's just no way. But it was just really congested. But I finally got to the start line and figured, okay, I have to, right? I can't go back. And once the gun went off, and once I started talking to a few people, saw a few friends there, it was fine. I went, and I was good. I was good for the first half, was easy. I ran easy. That was my plan, to stay easy, make it a training day. My pace, I think, was almost like 7:55 or 8 minute case. It was slow, but I passed a few people, which is fine. And I just enjoyed the sights, enjoyed the run. And actually, it's really weird. Edmonton downtown looks pretty good. I've always heard how bad it is supposed to be. It wasn't bad. It was fun. It was a fun run. Feet were fine up to the halfway point. Turned around, started coming back, and about mile or kilometer 8, my feet, my heels, just they're like they're on fire. They're like I'm getting blisters, whatever. That's what it felt like. And I wasn't getting blisters. It wasn't the heels. Apparently, there's a nerve that runs from your lower back to your heels, and if the lower back gets aggravated, your heels feel like that. Um, so no matter what shoes I try, it's not going to fix that. So I made it to the finish. I did it. It took me forever. It's like 1:21 for a 10K, which again, I'm 66, almost 67, 100 days away, I think, from being 67. So slow is going to be a reality for my life anyhow. But for that last 2K, I was running and walking, running and then walking, running and then walking. Not 10 at once, just running as long as I could stand it. and then walking, and that didn't make a lot of difference, but a little bit. And once I saw the finish line, you have to run. So yeah, so I made a commitment to the rest of this year just fixing Warren. So that's what this is going to be most about. Um, I got an appointment to see a massage therapist who apparently can work on my lower back, which will make my heels feel better. I checked in, can I use ibuprofen or Tylenol? And no, don't do that. It's going to ruin your stomach. So it might relieve some of the pain. Actually, interesting about Tylenol, it actually doesn't get rid of the pain. It makes your brain not care about it, right? It's like headaches. It doesn't cure the headache. It's still there, but you just don't worry about it. It is not a part of your life. So, but I'm not going to do that. I don't like taking any kind of medication, period, and running. That's a bad idea. Some of you guys may remember at one point when we did marathons, um, guys would carry Advil with them to take away the pain. And then we started hearing stories about how Advil would screw up your kidneys. So don't do that. It's, history. But anyway, so massage therapy coming. I'm going to make use of this thing, my foam roller, a lot. You can't even see it in this thing because there it is. Foam roller kind of disappears. But I'm going to use this thing and work on my back. And I don't know if I can use it on my lower back. That's the thing too. There's some spots where you're not supposed to use a foam roller, soft tissue, and that would be lower back. But I'm thinking, would it make the stomach work better? The kidneys work better? I don't know. So I'm going to see a doctor for that as well. I'm going to go massage therapist, maybe physiotherapist, then the doctor. Doctor is usually my last resort. Um, I got some mobility training plans printed out for me. So I can do that. I wonder why this works like this. There, can you see it? You can't see that. I wonder if I get rid of the background. I won't. But yeah, I'm going to use that. Um, yeah, so I'm going to stick to that. Try to work on that. Get back into the gym. And my plan is for the rest of the year to train like a triathlete. I've committed to two things next year so far. The St. Albert Triathlon, I volunteered for like, I don't know, 4 years now. Next year, I want to do the triathlon. It's just a sprint. It's just a sprint. It's a sprint. I'm never going to use, I should never get away from using the word just. Because I was saying just 10K, right? It's for a lot of people, that's their marathon. And for me, that was my marathon too. There's no such thing as just a 5K or just a 10K. It's a 10K. Uh, okay. No matter what you do, is what you do. But I'm going to do the sprint. I love the course. I love watching it. I love volunteering at it. This year I was at it's sort of I was a bike marshal telling bikes to turn, but I also the turnaround point for the sprint runners as well. So I was trying to do double duty, and it was fun. It's a lot of work. I brought a chair with me, and I never sat in it. As you're up and you're doing stuff all the time, then you have to clean up the course out. You set up the course, and then you clean up the course afterwards. But I want to do it. I committed to do it next year, so I got to get myself into the pool, hop on my bike, and run. And I want to do more strength training as well because that will help the back and hopefully help the feet, along with massage therapy and the foam roller and the flexibility and working on my hip mobility routine. Yeah, it's got to get that done. There's a real neat book. I didn't know if I brought it with me. I did. This guy. If you can find this guy online, again, I don't know why this doesn't show up. There it is. There it is. Built to Move. Kelly Starrett and his wife Juliet. Very good book. A lot of great videos on YouTube if you want to check him out as well. He's got another book about becoming something about a panther. Anyway, I can't remember the name of the title of the book, but I'm going to work on that because apparently part of my lower back problem might be a mobility issue. Working on my hips, working on my lower back, and yeah, strengthening it up. I've changed my training at the gym to just basically three things. Uh, Squats, getting back and doing squats. I've always used to love doing squats, so back to doing that. Deadlifts, which also works my lower back a little bit and on my legs, and bench press. That's it. If I do anything else, it's just to kill time. But yeah, just basic workout. Yeah, maybe I'm not a big fan of stretching. I understand why some people do it, but I think strength is more important. Working on mobility, and maybe that's a better word than stretching, right? Making sure my heels are good. My Achilles, no problem. My feet are fine other than the heels, right? Somebody said, are your feet injured? No. Do you feel anything in your Achilles? No. Are your calves fine? My calves are fine. It's just the heels. And it's got nothing to do with the lower body. It's just the lower back. So I'll get that fixed. And then training like a triathlete. I'm trying to work in two workouts together, which never really works. I had a friend that used to do the Boston Marathon, and there's a triathlon in not Montana. I can't remember the name of it. No, my as you turn 67, I guess your mind goes. But he used to do both, and you can't really train for both. They're both, I mean, Ironman triathlon and Boston. I guess one sort of leads into the other, but you still have to do the biking and swimming, and you can't train like a runner. You can't train like a. That's the thing about triathlon, right? You can't train for the bike runner run like a runner would do. You can't train for the bike like just a straight up bike racer would do, or swim like a swimmer would do. You have to train like a triathlete. So I break everything up. So I'm going to do everything 3 times a week, along with a couple of strength training days. Swim 3 times a week, bike 3 times a week, run 3 times a week. Um, the distances aren't horrendous, but what I'm going to do too, along with the triathlon training, is I'm going to mix in my marathon training or half marathon training with, did I save it? Did I bring it? I don't know if I brought the training plan with me. Maybe I didn't. I've got it written out, and I'm going to do like, instead of running 5 days a week, like it says, I'm just going to pick the 3 runs. One, just a run, hills and distance, long, effortless distance rather than long, slow distance, effortless. So that's going to be my training for the run. And I'm going to train like I'm training for a half marathon at the end of 18 weeks. So start easy, build it up, along with training like a sprint triathlete. So I've been working on my training plan. I don't know if any of you guys do this. I pen and paper, taking all 3 training course things around long, making a lot of use of this book for my marathon training or triathlon training. Yes. I love this one. It's obviously I've torn it in a couple different pieces. So yeah, working on that and just working on me. So this if you're gonna be bored, or if you're bored and got nothing else to do, watch this. I'll post it somewhere, but on YouTube for sure. So this is my YouTube vlog, I guess we'll call it. Drinking a lot of water. Diet's got to start working as well. There's some stuff I know I can't eat. Um, I love eating, but can't. So I'm gonna fix that part up. I still want to go vegan. I still want to get rid of sugar and milk and or dairy rather. And I learned the lesson that this weekend too. Had a great burger at the restaurant, at the hotel restaurant on Saturday, and it was fantastic, but it had processed cheese on it. So for that didn't help me Saturday night. So that was part of the problem Sunday morning. I can't eat processed cheese. It just does not work for me. It ends up with a mouthful of phlegm for the next day. So work on diet and then just keep training. And I'm going to say for other people, just do that now. If you ran the marathon Sunday or any other race this weekend, take the time, take a week off to reassess. I know we used to say for marathons, take one day off for every mile. Maybe it's kilometer, but do what you can do this week. Do stuff for fun. Give back to the people that you've sort of dissed while you're training, like wife and family and kids. Because yeah, they support you, right? So support them. But also make yourself accountable to diving in and doing something else. Make a commitment to something else. I think I put that on my blog. Just week out before, even 2 weeks before, when you start doing the taper for your marathon or for your race, start planning on what comes next. What will be next? Because I don't understand people that do a marathon as a bucket list thing and then just stop running altogether. That doesn't work. For me anyhow, I don't make never made sense to me. But pick something else. Maybe try triathlon. If you've only been running up until now, try other things. Get your butt into the pool. Hop on a bike. Nice thing about doing triathlon, you get to buy a whole lot of stuff. You have to tell the person that controls your purse strings that yeah, I need a bike. But yeah, it's a lot more fun, I think, than just running. But pick something, pick a goal, pick any goal, even if it's like a 5K. I've got nothing really planned for the rest of the year. My plan again is going to be trying to get my butt into Vancouver next May for the half marathon. The St. Albert Triathlon is in August, the start of August, and then there's Edmonton, and I want to do Edmonton half. I'm going to see how I feel after the half in Vancouver. If things are going well over the summer, should I commit now to the full in Edmonton? I'm going to spend this week thinking about that. Maybe I'll just do halves for the rest of my life. But there are people that do full marathons, so why not think about that? But I got to first of all, fix me and then decide, right? So I got the rest of the year to think about that. I don't have to register for anything right now. There's a couple 5K fun runs I'm going to do, but I'm still working for the running room. Looks like I'm gonna be working every weekend in September. So yeah, it's just getting myself back together. And if you've done what I've done, if you've done the marathon on the weekend, or if you've done something in August and you're starting to recover, just recover, get back into it. One of the best ways to recover is just go back and start running. We used to do this thing when we did Death Race in Grand Cache is we'd run the next day after it. I never did the ultra marathon solo through the Rockies. I just did relay race, but still you're doing 20K up the side of a mountain. The next day, Barry said the same thing. We used to call them massage runs. Uh, Basically burning off the leftover lactic acid, and you feel better afterwards. And also just doing feels better. But do something active. Anyhow, so I'm gonna go finish my coffee, which I don't know if I want to cut coffee out. Caffeine is not my best friend, but sugar is even worse. So black coffee and just have fun. So I'll talk Monday night. Monday night, I'm going to talk about, I should hopefully get the massage therapist done on Monday. So after that, I'll talk about that after I'm done that, see what advice I get. I know. Later.